Foreign minister said today that no country should fantasize it can suppress China, calling U.S. tariffs on their imports arbitrary. And they have responded with tariffs on some American exports. Now, President Trump says
this is very much about companies and countries that have ripped off this country, our beloved USA, and they're not going to be ripping us off anymore.
The president imposed these tariffs on China over the flow of deadly drug fentanyl into the U.S. He's delaying by a month 25% tariffs he imposed the other day on imports from Canada and Mexico. The exemption covers all the goods under an existing U.S. trade agreement with those two countries. The president also said in the Oval Office they've made progress in talks with Ukraine the last few days, trying to work out a peace deal with Russia.
And it'd be great to bring that to an end so we don't have to talk that way. Nuclear.
And a meeting's been set up next week in Saudi Arabia between Ukrainian and U.S. officials led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. This after Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky joined a summit of European leaders after the U.S. cut off military aid and intelligence sharing to Ukraine in the battle against Russia.
The warm welcome Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky received in Brussels was worlds apart from last week's testy exchange in the White House. The European Union's promised fighter jets, increased defence spending and theoretical peacekeeping troops. Around 20 countries are reportedly promising some form of assistance.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. Now today at the White House, President Trump will host cryptocurrency leaders.
Today's crypto summit is reportedly aimed at creating more regulatory clarity and crypto taxation policies. There's also expected to be debate around the president's recent executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Under the EO, the U.S. will hold about 200,000 Bitcoin that the federal government seized through criminal or civil forfeiture proceedings.
America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we are going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
While European leaders continue to work on strengthening their own defense, concerned about U.S. support in the ongoing talks to end Russia's war in Ukraine, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth hosted his British counterpart John Healey at the Pentagon.
Secretary Hegseth highlighted the allies' collective goals for bringing peace and security to Europe.
By working to bring an end to the war in Ukraine, building sustainable deterrence on the continent, and then increasing our allied capabilities and interoperability.
Healey said his country is meeting the challenge set forth by President Trump to take the lead on European security, and also touched on the special bond between the U.S. and the U.K.
For more than a century, your U.S. Marines and our Royal Marines have trained together, they fought together, and too often they've died together.
Hegseth saying simply that
it's a long-standing relationship that we are very grateful for.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
3 men are behind bars, charged with selling U.S. Army secrets to China.
Secretary Hegseth.
2 of the men are U.S. soldiers and face conspiracy to commit bribery and theft of government property charges. The third suspect is a former U.S. soldier. The Justice Department says the trio gathered sensitive information, which included technical manuals, operational capabilities, and military weapon systems. Prosecutors say one of them sold classified hard drives illegally and earned $15,000. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
We'll get a key update to the job market this morning.
Economists are predicting that payrolls increased by 160,000 last month, up slightly from a lower than anticipated gain of 143,000 in January. The unemployment rate is forecast to hold steady at 4% for a second month, matching the lowest level since April of 2024.
Fox's Hillary Barsky on Wall Street. Stock futures are rising ahead of the report after a return to selling wiped out most of Wednesday's Dow rebound. The Dow down more than 400 points, the Nasdaq almost 500. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Serious injuries reported after a crash in DeKalb County Thursday morning. It happened at the Highway 56 South and Turner Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says a 16-year-old was driving a Chevy Monte Carlo when she pulled into the path of a Chevy Tahoe driven by 22-year-old Katie Urbina of Smithville, both taken by EMS to the hospital. The 16-year-old later taken to Vanderbilt Hospital. A Putnam County grand jury convicted a 24-year-old man of aggravated rape Thursday. The case against Jaden Ray Worley stems from a February 2024 investigation by the Cookeville Police Department. Worley's sentencing hearing will take place June 26th. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has banned 2 Chinese artificial intelligence applications from the state's network, citing serious threats to data privacy. Lee announced Thursday that AI tools DeepSeek and Manus will be blocked from state computers and devices. Officials say those tools contain code that could transfer U.S. user information to a Chinese communication company. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. Today is Friday.
Boy, I like that.
Friday.
Friday.
Excited about that. Happy Friday, Miss Sheila.
Happy Friday, Jace. High today around 60 for us. Going to be partly sunny by the afternoon. We're at 34 right now, so just a little chilly out there, but not as windy, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah. That's good. A few things you need to know. This is fun. Sunday on America's Funniest Videos, there'll be people from Cookeville on it.
Oh, I like that.
The video is called Little Mishap at the 2024 Fall Fun Fest.
A little mishap. I wonder what happened.
I don't know, but
we'll be rooting for you.
It's going to be on this Sunday, so
we'll see if it's somebody we know.
That's on ABC. It'll also stream on Hulu if you have that.
Well, things you need to know with another restaurant closing. Now, this would be in Mount Juliet. Red Robin may close. Well, they haven't released like where everything is that's closing.
My mom is distraught.
Because of Red Robin?
She loves Red Robin.
It is good. And they said they're going to close 70 locations nationwide as they battle some financial loss, but they haven't released which stores, which restaurants. I hope it's not the Mount Juliet.
No, I do not like Red Robin.
It's a very expensive hamburger, and it's been a long time since I've had it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's good when I go.
The only time I'd ever have it is if I was going to Mount Juliet with my mom.
What made her like Red Robin so much?
Know.
She doesn't seem like a burger gal.
She loves Red Robin, though.
It's what does she call it? It's a
festivity.
Like
yeah,
she
festivity.
Like the little country eggs. Yeah, they're so different and pretty colored. I said it's like Easter, and you said your mom says it's festivity in the eggs.
Yeah.
Love it.
So
she likes festivity in her hamburgers.
I guess. I don't know. I just never did like it. But, sorry for the people who did.
Yeah, they're good burgers, but expensive burgers.
Unemployment in Tennessee held steady in January, matching the rate from December. That's according to the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development. And seasonally adjusted unemployment rate for the month was 3.7, while December's rate has been revised to 3.7. So there you go. Last year was 3.2, so it's up just a little bit from last year.
Well, you can mark your calendars for next Friday because a total lunar eclipse moon will turn blood red.
Ooh.
It's an eerie red during a total lunar eclipse, and it's happening next Friday.
Man.
I mean.
Next Friday's not the 13th, is it?
It's the 14th.
Ooh, Friday the 14th. Even worse.
So I thought I'd let y'all know that.
Friday the 14th.
Ooh,
the blood moon. That'd be creepy. Casa Grande Mexican restaurant celebrating 8 years.
I didn't know they'd been around that.
That's that one over there by Kroger, right?
I think so.
It is good.
It's good.
But then you have to go into the Kroger parking lot.
That's the only thing real bad about it. And I love Kroger, but then you have to go into the parking lot to get it.
Right.
That parking lot's scary.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But congratulations to Casa Grande Mexican restaurant. They do have good food. And I got to tell you, some of the best margaritas in town.
And some of the best salsa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do have
Salsa and good margaritas.
Yeah.
So that's all I have in things you need to know.
Okay.
I know you've got a few more.
The Cookeville City Council last night decided to terminate an easement for a water tank and access road at the site of a proposed retail development. I think we all know which one. Bless you.
Excuse me.
It's the water tank off Willow Avenue and Interstate 40, which you can see from the interstate.
Yeah.
So they might move that water tank or something, but the developers wanted to get rid of that easement, so the city said, okay, because we want a Home Depot and a Target.
I'm about to sneeze again.
Let me meet you. There you go. Sneeze away, girl. The developer has started the process for approval for a development there. And when you look on the plans now, it does look like a Home Depot and a Target are the likely retailers. Let's see, I had another one, I thought. Nope, that was it. That was all I had for a few things you need to know, Sheila. You done with your sneezing fit?
Who knows? The weather's been crazy. That makes my sinuses crazy.
Yeah.
It's time for your 2 cents.
Well, it's not quite time.
We're going to talk about it, though.
Right, you can go ahead and tell about it. Let's not get right into it.
Okay. It's brought to you by Freedom Pond. They're located at 49 Mayberry Street. Best pond shop around because it's the cleanest, the friendliest, and it's got your guns and ammo. It's also got tools, weed eaters, trailers, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds.
Here's the question. What type of car did you learn to drive in?
Let's see here. What kind of car did I learn? Well, mine would have been a Chevy truck. I mean, it would have been a mid 80s, maybe early 80s. Probably, yeah, 4-wheel drive Chevy truck.
Mine would have been an Oldsmobile car, Delta 88. It was a big one.
Yeah. Those were big.
Excuse me, y'all.
Well,
I'm having a sinus attack.
I mean, you've been doing this on the radio now for like 2 weeks.
Probably 3.
Has it been 3 already? I guess I've just got used to it.
Well, it's like you get better for a while.
People have asked Sheila if I was going to change the name to Jason and the Sneezing Girl.
Y'all, quit being so mean.
People are asking. It's not me. It's other people asking about it.
It's him.
So the car you learned to drive on.
Yeah.
No, not your first car. Not like it.
No, it wasn't my car. It's my parents' car that I learned to drive in.
I guess technically I learned to drive on a tractor.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get technical with it, but as far as like a vehicle that you were
and like a lawnmower
legally able to drive on the road, it'd been my pa's Chevy truck. No air conditioning. Didn't pay for that.
Can't have that extra stuff.
That'd have been crazy. Air conditioning.
Air conditioning? Who are you?
That's
Some kind of
crazy.
fancy Grey Poupon guy?
Yeah. Or you a Rockefeller?
Yeah.
All All right, your 2 cents, that's coming up next here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. We'll be right back.
Cookeville Regional Charitable Foundation provides programs and services for patients in need in our Upper Cumberland community. Learn more at cookvilleregionalcharity.org. Our foundation is compassionate care. Your gift helps us heal.
March 13th through March 23rd, Cumberland County Playhouse in Crossville presents Sanctus Real live in concert. This dynamic gospel trio has received 2 Grammy Award nominations, a GMA Dove Award, and 6 GMA Dove nominations. To date, the band has sold more than 1.2 million albums, and they have a cumulative radio audience totaling 3.7 billion. Don't miss Sanctus Real at the Playhouse, sponsored by Lee's Flowers and Gifts. Call 931-484-5000 or visit ccplayhouse.com to get your tickets today.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
Online only residential auction for a charming 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom brick home offering 962 square feet of living space on approximately a 0.19 acre lot at 1206 Pleasant View Drive in Cookeville. With great potential, this home is livable as is, but would benefit from a little TLC. Featuring a solid structure and a functional layout, this property is a fantastic investment with room for customization and value appreciation. Bidding ends Thursday, March 13th at 10 a.m. Visit eagleauctions.com or call Lee J at 526-5335.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, life doesn't stop when cancer starts. Some don't make it to treatment simply because they don't have a ride. You can change that. Volunteer to drive with the American Cancer Society Road to Recovery program. Visit cancer.org/drive to learn more.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window studio at 618.
We got tournament action information after 7 with Upper Cumberland reporters Jacob Vinson. He'll be in. Then Jamie Langford from Jamie's Eats and Sweets will talk about her food around the world. She's going to Ireland.
All right.
Or at least at her store.
All right. Sounds good.
Now, Your 2 Cents is brought to you by Freedom Pond. They're open Monday through Saturday, and they've got some great things for you. So stop by Freedom Pond in Sparta before you go anywhere else. They're your gun and ammo store, too.
Do it.
What type of car did you learn to drive in?
I already said my Chevy truck, Chevy 4-wheel drive.
Mine was my mom and dad's Oldsmobile. So let's find out what other people are saying.
Yeah.
Savannah said... Well, she said my first car I bought was a 2015 Chevy Trax. But did you learn to drive in that?
The first vehicle I bought was a 1973 Chevy Love truck.
Of course, she had the Love truck.
Baby blue.
Charles said 68 Dodge in the summer of 1968. 3 of us in the driver's ed car. Our instructor, Coach Punky Williams, called us The good, the bad, and the ugly. He never said who he thought was which, but we had a good time.
That's great.
That's great, Charles. Thanks for the
I had a
story.
good time doing my driver stuff too. You could take it in the summer, and a bunch of us did. We had a stinking blast.
It is fun, and you're excited about learning.
Didn't learn a thing.
Didn't learn a thing, but you're excited about you're going to be able to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being independent.
Coach Chambers was the best.
Yeah, I would say he was.
Because if you could go through the Dairy Queen drive-through. If you could do that, you could drive.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah. You were independent. You were getting your own food.
Right.
Driving back and forth.
If you could drive from Tech to Dairy Queen,
you'd made
through
it.
the drive-through, make it back. Here's your license, son.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Kim said a powder blue 1973 Ford Pinto, 3-speed on the floor, no AC, and an AM radio.
Man, those were the days.
Love it. Thanks, Kim. Ray learned to drive in a 61 Ford Falcon, 3 on the tree.
Wow.
Love it. I love these stories.
You know what? It's some of these vehicles that you learn to drive in
Yeah.
are worth so much money.
It is.
now.
And then like that Oldsmobile Delta 88.
Yeah.
It was like a living room because like,
Oh, yeah.
like a couch you were sitting on. That would, if it was still with us and in good shape.
Oh, it'd be pretty good money
yeah,
there.
It would. And then I thought, oh, why do I have to drive this big Delta 88?
Right. Yeah.
My mom's car.
Right.
And thank goodness for that old car.
Well, that's like those square body Chevy trucks. I mean,
Yeah.
they are. I saw one all fixed up, probably around the same year as the one I learned to drive in, mid 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And now, granted, it was all fixed up and looked good and all that. Probably had air conditioning.
Yep.
It was like $20-something thousand.
Woo.
They weren't that much new.
No. But it was all fixed up and looked like it was brand new, taken good care
I'd
of.
love to have had it.
Yeah.
But 20, that's out of my price range.
There's nothing like those trucks anymore. They were
Yeah.
built of all steel and just good trucks.
Something else that I miss is we're talking about this yesterday. I forgot who I was talking about it with, but I miss the little trucks, like the little Nissan hard bodies.
Oh yeah.
The S10, Chevy S10s, the Ford Rangers.
That was what I used to want my first vehicle to be, like a Chevy S10.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be so cute in that.
I miss those.
Yeah.
I wish those would make a comeback.
They're fun size like me.
Yeah. Let's not call it that.
Oh, excuse me. Jim said he learned to drive a tractor on the farm, then the car was easier.
Yeah.
That was me.
That's me too.
And my dad even said, let's learn to back up. Let's get on the tractor so you can see how the wheels look.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I said, I know how to drive it. And he's like, well, you need to learn how to back up, good girl. That's what a good daddy does for you.
That's right.
Lynn said, my grandmother's yellow 1965 Mustang. She said I was 6 years old and sat on phone books while she punched the gas and brake. It was on an undeveloped road around Johnny Cash's house in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Lynn. Yeah. And he eventually started waving at us and giving me the thumbs up.
There you go.
Johnny Cash gave you the thumbs up at 6 years old for driving. How cool was he?
That is pretty cool.
And it's cool that you were learning to drive at 6 years old.
And then how cool did you already feel?
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember sitting on laps driving.
Yes, me too.
While someone else operated the gas and the brake.
Yeah. Well, that's how, like that Alan Jackson song, When Daddy Let Me Drive, and it started out on a tractor. That's so true to a lot of us.
It is,
that's
probably,
like I sat in Daddy's lap, little kid, and he would let me steer, and I thought I was really driving. Just good times. Lisa said the first car she learned to drive on was a 78 Chevy truck. She said, I learned how to drive a stick shift and a 280Z.
Heck yeah. Well, those 280Zs, they're the new muscle car.
Yeah.
And you see those out now. And I remember having buddies who had them. We just get up now. We just, could care less about the vehicle. Now they're those that are, fixed up. They're in $20,000, $30,000 range. Ridiculous.
We were talking about little S10. Tex said it was an 86 S10 5-speed that he learned to drive on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thomas said, as far as learning to drive, I learned to drive in a hayfield in a pickup truck. Then I graduated to a 77 Thunderbird. Woo.
You know, I was driving it was a big farm dump truck.
Yeah.
Before I was driving a car. I mean, in the field.
Yeah. I think a lot of us learned to drive on the farm.
Yeah.
Whether it's farm
It
equipment.
didn't have any air conditioning either, and it was the hauling hay truck.
Yep.
And we had 2 wagons behind it, and they let me drive it on the road. I mean, I wasn't but 13, 14.
But you were hauling hay.
Right. So I guess
Yeah.
that made it okay.
You were a working boy.
I don't know, but it's like, here, you can't drive a car on the road to school, but here's a dump truck and 2 wagons with 9 rolls of hay on it. You could drive that right down Spring Street if you want to.
That's how it was back in the day.
How does this even make sense?
I don't think you could get away with that now, do you?
I don't know, maybe, but I always thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
But
crazy fun.
yeah, but it was a stick shift, and when you stopped, you had to open up the door a little bit because the windows didn't roll down either.
That's why it was a farm truck.
And then all it had was that you could open up that little vent on the side next to the window.
Yes.
Yeah,
I miss those little vents, those little triangular vents.
I used to call it truck AC.
Yes.
Because I mean, it was just
It's
great.
as good as it got in that truck. Yeah. Somebody said Cindy goes a Pontiac Grand Prix.
That'd be fun.
That's good. And then Johnny Ferguson, what did he learn to drive on? 73 GMC pickup.
There you go.
There you go, Johnny.
Those are good.
Robin had an 89 Ford Ranger 5-speed. That's what she learned to drive on. Jennifer, Buick Skyhawk. Kevin had a Nova 4-door.
I figured Nova would be more prevalent. So
Yeah.
I knew a lot of people with a Nova back in
Yeah, I did too. Listen to this. Dilcia said, my mom's push button circa 1970 Renault 8. I wish we still had it.
Yeah.
The Renault 8. You don't hear that very often.
No.
And then Chevy Malibu. Eileen.
Ooh.
Those 80s version. Of course, girl. Of course. I feel you.
Malibu would be fun. All right, head over to 1077 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook. Get in on today's Your 2 Cents. That's brought to you by our friends at Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. Today is National Cereal Day, Sheila.
What's your favorite cereal? Do you like cereal at all?
I like cereal, and my favorite cereal is Captain Crunch.
Oh, Cap'n Crunch.
But I do have to I let it sit for a while.
Because, like you said, it's going to tear up the roof of your mouth if you don't let it sit just a little.
And then second favorite is Fruit Loops, but I've quit having it because of the deadly coloring.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like anything, whether they say it's bad or not, when it changes the whole inside color of your guts, it's probably not good.
Probably not good.
Yeah.
National Crown Roast of Pork Day.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
National Flapjack Day.
Do you ever call them flapjack? I just say pancakes.
Yeah. I think there might be a little bit of difference.
I thought they were the same and just where you come from in the country.
That may
Yankees
be it.
say flapjacks.
I always thought flapjacks was more of a cornmeal than it was.
Well, it could be.
But I don't know that to be true.
That's what we call hoe cakes down here in the South.
And today is also National Employee Appreciation Day.
Well, General Manager, do you appreciate me?
Oh, so now you want to be my employee.
Yeah, there's a lot of times I go, oh, he's not my boss.
Now you want me to be your boss.
Well, if you can get attention.
Now that you can possibly get some attention, now you want
I'll
it.
claim you as a boss.
I see how it goes. Coming up, we've got the spoiler alert, things going on in the world of entertainment and music. We'll get to that here in a little bit. The real good and round 5 of Ask Sheila. So we'll get to that too. All coming up on Good Morning Cookeville live from the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Serious injuries reported after a crash into Cobb County Thursday morning. It happened at the Highway 56 South and Turner Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says a 16-year-old was driving a Chevy Monte Carlo when she pulled into the path of a Chevy Tahoe driven by 22-year-old Katie Urbina of Smithville, both taken by EMS to the hospital. The 16-year-old later taken to Vanderbilt Hospital. A Putnam County grand jury convicted a 24-year-old man of aggravated rape Thursday. The case against Jaden Ray Worley stems from a February 2024 investigation by the Cookeville Police Department. Worley's sentencing hearing will take place June 26th. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has banned 2 Chinese artificial intelligence applications from the state's network, citing serious threats to data privacy. Lee announced Thursday that AI tools DeepSeek and Manus will be blocked from state computers and devices. Officials say those tools contain code that could transfer U.S. user information to a Chinese communication company. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Last night on UCR in Boys Region Championship action, the Pickett County Bobcats topped Clay County 65-64 in overtime to win their first region title since 2007. The Upperman Bees fell to Tullahoma 59-51 and will go on the road to Heritage in the sectional round Monday night. Tennessee Tech women will get their conference tourney march started this afternoon at 1 as they'll face Southern Indiana in the OVC tournament semifinals. Southern Indiana beat Little Rock yesterday 73-52. The Tennessee Lady Volunteers fell in round 2 of the SEC tournament to Vanderbilt 84-76 yesterday. Lady Vols trailed by 15 to start the fourth quarter. Freshman Michaela Blakes led the Commodores with 24 points. In the NBA yesterday, the Warriors beat the Nets 121-119. Celtics over the 76ers 123-105. Hawks topped the Pacers 124-118. And the Bulls over the Magic 125-123. Join us tonight on UCR for the UCR Basketball Show presented by Fire and Vine. Myself and Noah McKay will recap all of the region tournament action and get you ready for the sectional round. Our show begins at 6 on the UCR Facebook page. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stock futures are modestly higher as Wall Street waits for the monthly employment report today. Economists believe 160,000 new jobs were created last month, with the unemployment rate holding at 4%. Broadcom shares up 10% this morning after the tech giant reported an upbeat quarter. More people are shopping at Gap, Old Navy, Athleta, and Banana Republic. Gap shares are rallying up nearly 18% after all its brands gained market share in the holiday quarter. Earnings topped Wall Street's forecasts, and it sees sales up as much as 2% this year. Gap's been working to revitalize the brand, including adding new products and changing its marketing. The company expects tariffs will only have a small impact on its business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com to learn.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Friday morning forecast. Milder air returns today despite the chilly start this morning. Highs will be near 60 under a mostly cloudy sky. South-southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. A weak disturbance could bring a light shower overnight with lows in the mid-40s. Saturday is looking mostly cloudy with highs in the mid-50s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:35.
It's 34 right now. We're getting up to about 60 today and partly sunny skies by the afternoon. Yeah, it's feeling a little chilly out there. We do have a little bit of wind, but it's not gusty like it has been the last 2 or 3 days. It's probably about 8 miles per hour. So still maybe mess your hair up, but not going to sling it all over your head like it has been.
Hey, for that to happen. That'd be terrible.
The ladies understand
That'd be terrible. Spoiler alert. Here's what's going on tonight on television. CBS has NCIS Sydney. NBC has Dateline NBC. If you have Stars, Power Book 3, Raising Canaan.
Ooh.
Let's see here. New to stream, Formula One, The Drive to Survive. That's on Netflix, season 7 of that. Also on Netflix, a series premiere of When Life Gives You Tangerines.
Oh, not lemons, tangerines.
You make Tangerade.
That sounds good, actually.
When No One Sees Us. That's on Max, a series premiere. And Visionaries. That's on Roku, season 1. No high school basketball tonight on Hub Plus, but there will be some on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Saturday on regular TV, nothing.
Nothing.
So there you go. Now, this afternoon at 1 on ESPN Plus, Tech Plays. I don't know why they wouldn't put that on the ESPN channel.
I know.
I don't know why they got to keep it behind Plus for.
That's how they do us.
I mean, it's even the championship game is on Plus.
I know. They're like, nobody wants to see Tech. Well, we do.
I do.
Yeah. We won't keep up with it.
Reckon I'll pay. But on Sunday, on Saturday, if Tech wins, they'll play for the championship. Then on Sunday, it's American Idol, $100,000 Pyramid, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Naked and Afraid, Hometown Takeover on HGTV, and Dark Winds on AMC Plus.
Dark Winds.
Yeah. Wasn't that on like a couple of years ago, and it won a bunch of awards, and now this is back again? Am I right on that?
I don't know because I haven't heard of it, but it sounded interesting.
Lot
Dark Winds, the next saga.
A lot of ladies are going to be upset at this news.
Oh, what?
And I'm sorry, ladies.
Oh.
CBS has canceled SWAT for the second time. It's the one that stars that Shamar Moore that all the ladies like.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, really?
I've never even seen SWAT.
Huh. Well, it was
I was thinking it was going to be something really bad. I mean, some of y'all might be.
ladies love Shamar Moore.
Okay. Is he like Idris Elba?
I'm not sure who that is.
I liked him too.
Shamar
Moore.
Is he like Bruno Mars? Netflix has renewed Running Point, starring Kate Hudson. It's been renewed for a second season. The basketball comedy series debuted February the 27th. Mark Maron has released a new stand-up special on HBO. Come on later this year. It's filmed in New York City in May. The special based on his All In tour. This marks his 6th special on HBO Max.
I did look up Shamar. I did know his face, just didn't know his name.
I figured you'd know
and
who it was.
Real pretty face and real pretty smile. So I get it, girls. Now I'm disappointed because I never watched it.
You can watch the reruns.
All right. Well, I can't get like into it now because it's not even going to be around anymore.
You can go back to the first season.
I mean, he's a nice looking fella.
Steve Carell announced in a YouTube video that Alice's kids will cover prom ticket cost for about 800 high school seniors in Altadena, which is where a lot of the wildfires were.
I saw that. You know, he seems like such a good dude.
Yeah.
I like Steve Carell. He seems like just a guy next door. Doesn't even seem like he's a big star.
And I think that's why I like him. I think that's why I like Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Like they just kind of do their thing.
They're
go
not all
home.
caught up in the Hollywood stuff.
All right. They do their thing.
They work, they do their job,
They go
and then
home.
they have a normal life, it seems like.
Yeah.
I love those folks.
Yeah. So good on them for, I just think that's a really neat deal. Great idea by them too, to cover that cost. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's a lot. Now, I don't really know exactly who this is, but I've heard their name a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Miley Bobby Brown.
Millie.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah, she's in Stranger Things.
Okay. She's the girl.
She's the 11, the little girl,
Oh,
but
yeah,
now
she's
she's
the-
grown up.
She's the main girl. Okay. So her real middle name is Bonnie.
Millie Bonnie Brown. That's cute.
Yeah. But she started calling herself Bobby as a stage name.
But it sounded like Bobby Brown. You know, we already had a Bobby Brown. I think Millie Bonnie Brown's cute.
Yeah.
She should have kept that.
And then she married a guy, Jake Bon Jovi, not Jovi, but Giovi. So she's said he's taken his last name, sharing a photo from Stranger Things. So season 5 with, he said Miley Bobby Brown Bon Jovi.
Love it. Great names.
And she'll be in another show on Netflix starting March 14th called The Electric State.
She's a great actress. She's
Yeah.
really good, talented.
And now that I know who that is,
Yeah.
for sure. This is real sad, and hate that this happens to anybody. It happens way too often. But David Hasselhoff's ex-wife, Pamela Bach Hasselhoff, died of suicide.
Oh,
She was 62.
I hate that.
Family member,
Wasn't she on Baywatch too?
maybe I'm not sure if she was or not.
Not sure.
Several family members hadn't heard from her, so they asked the LAPD to do a wellness check. And they found her unresponsive at her house with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. David Hasselhoff and her were married from 1989 to 2006.
They were married a while.
And I think they both had some drug and alcohol problems during that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can remember back, that it was pretty ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure that they still had some feelings for each other. That's why
Well,
it
you
was
don't want
ugly.
anything to happen to them, you
Yeah.
know?
Anyway, they clashed several times about spousal support, all the way up to 2017. And of course, they're public issues, but still, I'm sure there's some feelings there. So prayers go out to the Hasselhoff family and to her family as well.
yeah.
And hope they get. They had some kids together too, didn't they?
I know he does have some kids. I don't know if it's from her. I would think so if they were married that long.
Yeah.
She's probably the mom.
But yeah, I'd say so. I'd if there were kids involved, hate it for them the most.
I do too. They've went through a lot with the parents, with
Right.
their addictions and stuff.
And now this.
Yeah.
So
I don't wish that on anybody. And I hate that she was probably in a bad, depressed state
probably
to even do that. You know,
yeah. Well, you'd have to be way. Our hearts are with those two families having to deal with suicide again. Hate that for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, it's bad enough if somebody you love dies, but when they die that way, it's just so many questions that go unanswered.
yeah,
It's even
like,
harder.
could you have done anything? I mean,
Yes.
there's so
There's
many.
so much guilt involved with something like
Agreed.
that.
A couple of stories that are positive and uplifting. We call it the real good. That's coming up next. Also, Ask Sheila is on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville, live in the Willow Window studio. We'll be right back.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service along with Colonial Automotive would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at DASAutosales.com.
Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk, Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at the Livingston Central Park. The race is supporting Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's mission to build affordable homes and strengthen communities. So lace up and join the fun Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at Livingston Central Park for Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk. To register, visit uchabitat.org.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-648-9174. 800-648-9174. That's 800-648-9174.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time. Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, Exceptional Bean, Royal House of Cheese. Go to halfpriceuppercumberland.com. Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Hey guys, it's Philip Gibbons for Carlin Chevrolet. Aren't you tired of being sold a car by the other guys? And once you leave the lot, the dealership acts like they don't even know you anymore? Well, at Carlin Chevrolet, they're not in the business of just selling cars. They're in the business of making you family by having the #1 customer service in the Upper Cumberland for over 10 years and lifetime oil changes. Carlin Chevrolet on the corner of Spring and Willow or carlinchevrolet.com. Carlin Chevrolet. Upfront, honest, home.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window studio. It's 6:47.
Upper Cumberland Reporter will be in a little after 7. We're going to talk about all the regional tournaments that's going on. It's almost time to wrap it up.
Go to the Glass House.
All right. Thank you, Noah Jr.
Every day, me and Sheila, we go through some news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it the
Real good. Real good. Sorry, I couldn't stop.
Retired basketball superstar Shaquille O'Neal.
What's that Shaquille doing? He knows I like that old Shaquille.
Continues to make an impact off the court with his charity group, the Shaquille O'Neal Foundation. Recently, the foundation made a big donation, $12,000.
See how good he is.
In educational resources to Nevada schools. The donation includes 24 classroom in a box supplies, each valued at $500, and personally autographed by Shaq.
See how nice he is. There's so many people that make fun of him, but he gives back.
The boxes were distributed to 4 Clark County School District schools benefiting over 720 kids. The donation not only supports teachers who often pay for their own supplies out of their pocket.
Yeah.
There's
There's
a lot of
teachers
that
that
do that.
Oh, man, you both jinx.
But ensures the students have the resources they need to thrive and finish the school year strong.
That's great.
What's that old shack doing?
Yeah, it's like, that whole story was...
That was one of Sheila's ADD moments.
It was. We were doing a show, and then something comes up on my smartwatch, and I go, oh, it's about Shaq. What's that old Shaq doing?
Right. And we were like...
In the middle of a show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You do have a lot to put up with me.
Colin Lebby was hiking in Pottsville, Pennsylvania, when his dog Bass
Oh, that's a cool name for a dog.
led him slightly off the trail. Bass had ideas, and Colin was curious about what Bass was being drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't take long to figure out that Bass had sensed another dog in the area, a golden retriever puppy that was trapped in a deep, icy coal pit below.
Oh, Bass, you want to go help that puppy.
Colin recognized quickly that the puppy was Freddie, who had gone missing about a week ago. Freddie's owners, Pam and Joe Palco, have been desperately searching for him while rallying the community to help as well.
Poor little Freddie.
A tear came to my eye, Colin said. I started calling his name. He slowly got up and started walking toward us.
He's a weak little thing after been missing a week.
Thanks to Bass's keen sense of smell,
Bass.
Freddie was rescued and reunited with his owners.
That Bass is a good dog.
Yeah. Way to go.
You know, and he didn't have motherly instinct. That was a male dog. He still wanted to save that puppy.
Because it's a dog.
Right.
A cat would have been like, sorry about your luck.
Not exactly.
I sense another cat. Loser.
I sense another cat.
Glad you're dying. Purr.
Purr, purr, lick, lick.
That's what
Leaves more food for me.
That's what a cat would be.
You know what, though? First time I read something where this person was dead for like a couple of weeks and their dog was with them. They eat on people, too.
Well, yeah, they get hungry, too.
Oh, so you take up for them. You act like a cat's mean.
A cat's wanting to do it. A dog has to do it.
They probably waited till
there's a difference.
Till his stomach was very, very empty.
To the Shaq and to Colin Lebby and Bass, y'all are real good. All right, Sheila.
Those are some good stories.
Time for Ask Sheila.
All right, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. What is it?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Probably you're not going to do a bit of good on this one.
Thanks for your support and belief in me. What's the theme?
Driving.
Jason Grider, you quit being so mean about driving. They hit me.
All right, Sheila, here we go.
All right.
Question 1, round 5 of this week's Ask Sheila. Sheila sits at 6 right? 7. 7 right.
Yeah, don't.
7 correct answers.
Skimp on me.
Sorry, just had to think.
Yeah, okay. Well, I didn't even remember.
On average, people do this about 20,000 times throughout their lives. So what is it?
20,000 times. Wash their car?
No.
Run a red light?
No.
Am I even in the vicinity?
No.
You think I'd get it?
More of a verbal thing.
They cuss people out when they're driving.
Swear at another motorist while driving.
So did I get it?
I'm going to give it to you. You can't beat your record no matter what. So
You're so negative.
I'll give it to you.
Thanks. Mercy.
About 6,000 car accidents every year are caused by people doing this. What is it?
Eating while driving.
No, it's not eating.
Putting on makeup while driving.
No, it's not putting on makeup.
Oh, dealing with their kids while driving.
No, it's not dealing with their
What
kids.
is it then?
Getting sick in their car.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that.
No, you got to think that 6,000 is a pretty low number with as many car accidents that happen every day.
Yeah, more women put on makeup and cause accidents. Look, sorry, girls. I have our backs, but I also am a realist. I see y'all. I see people driving and putting on mascara of all things. You'll shoot your eye out.
That does seem
Oh, it just makes me nervous when I see that.
scary.
Yeah. I don't mess with the eyes.
Why would you?
I mean, now at a stoplight, I've put on some lipstick before.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
haven't we all?
I mean, duh.
But, whew, doing
Everybody's-
mascara while you
everybody's done
drive?
that.
I think so. I think most women have. That wear makeup.
But getting sick in the car, I've never gotten sick in the car.
I have felt nauseous and had to pull over.
Me too, but I've always gotten,
I've always made it in time.
yeah.
Yeah. It's an awful feeling, though.
Oh,
I mean, it's awful to feel sick anyway, but I'm saying to be on the road and thinking, oh my goodness, can I pull over quick enough?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to car shield, this is
The third question.
question 3. When it comes to cars,
Mm-hmm.
women are better than men at this. What is it?
Keeping them clean.
No. That's
Using their signal.
using their signal.
Because he makes fun of me. I use my signal even to turn in drives and all that stuff. And you're like, ain't nobody on this road. Why are you using your signal?
I don't make fun of you for using a
You
signal.
do. You have before when I've used a signal to turn into yours and Donna's drive. You're like, there ain't nobody on these roads.
No, I've only made fun when you used the signal pulling out of my driveway.
Well, sometimes you get in the habit, and that's what happens. And people need to know when they're
'Cause I was
coming
like,
to
yeah.
and fro. They need to know which side I'm turning on.
I'm like, yeah, be sure to let everybody in the house know.
That is kind of funny, I guess, when I think about it.
Yeah. Especially turn out on my road because no one's ever coming.
But if they were, they need to know I might be coming on your end.
Oh, yeah. That they do.
It's good to be in the
The
habit.
4 to 5 people that might drive by.
You're so good at calling me out on stuff.
Well, that's funny to me.
The best, Jason. So I'll give you an
Well,
award for that.
I was riding with my stepdaughter, Elena,
Yeah.
right when she was learning to drive. So she was really trying to remember to use her turn signals, you know. And so I was riding with her, and we were going down the driveway, and we got to the main road, and well, she turned on her signal, and I was like, I did the same thing to her. Yeah, be sure to let your mama know we're turning left at the house.
Leave that poor girl alone.
Well, no, I mean, that's part of learning, I think.
I think it's good to be in the habit. It's not like, I mean, you got on to me. I've been driving a long time.
You know, there wasn't a lot of difference
Jason,
between you and Elena, to be honest.
I hate when I laugh at you and you're being mean. That's pretty funny, though. Wasn't much difference between you and that 15-year-old.
I mean, there wasn't. I mean, it was just,
All right, next.
you both real close to the steering wheel, using your blinker.
She's taller than me, actually.
Now she is, but when she was 15, she
Yeah.
was. And, oh my Lord.
Hmm.
She's a good driver, though, now.
I am too.
You are too, Sheila. You're a good.
If you didn't think so, you wouldn't be with me ever driving. There's times when your car's getting fixed, I have to drop you off.
Well, there's times that I'll just be real honest with you.
Oh, no.
I'd rather die on the side of the road than be driving.
I thought you were going to say, then be riding with Sheila.
No, I was like, do I really want to drive places?
And you know what?
Or do I want to take my chances with Sheila?
Wow. That's what I'm up against? Jason.
Sometimes my laziness to drive wins out.
And you know what's bad is because I just fall into the role. He's the male, so I'll let him drive. Yeah, I can be old-fashioned, girls. But you don't like to drive, and I make you drive all the
I
time.
hate driving.
Yeah.
That's what Arrow said. If you could have any car, if you're rich, you could have any car. What would you want?
A driver.
A Lincoln Town car and a driver.
Yes.
Maybe get me a nice Lincoln Town car. Hire me a nice driver.
No shame in being hauled around everywhere.
I'd have my own Uber.
I'd be Miss Daisy. You can just drive me anywhere.
I just don't like it. Coming up, Jacob Vinson will be here. We'll talk about high school basketball, who's still in, who's going to the tournament, when they go, how they get there. So stick with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville here on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, live from the Willow Window Studio.
The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville, W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.
Russia bombarded Ukraine again overnight. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure in a missile and drone attack after the U.S. cut off military aid and ended intelligence sharing. But President Trump says
we've made a lot of progress with Ukraine and a lot of progress with Russia over the last couple of days. And it'd be great to bring that to an end.
Next week, there will be a new round of talks in Saudi Arabia between officials from Ukraine and the U.S., led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Today at the White House, President Trump will host the first cryptocurrency summit. The day after, Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
The president held a meeting with cabinet secretaries. Elon Musk was in the room. In that meeting, the president reportedly told cabinet members they are in charge of staff reductions, not Musk.
I want the cabinet members to keep good people. I don't want to see a big cut where a lot of good people are cut. I want them to do the best job they can. When we have good people, that's precious. That's very important.
And that remark comes as Musk faces scrutiny over his role at Doge.
Democrats say Doge is unconstitutionally reaching into federal agencies, and Musk led the way in the Trump administration, making big cutbacks at the U.S. Agency for International Development, including freezing $2 billion in debts to USAID partners. They sued, and a court order upheld by the Supreme Court says the money must be paid. Now, a federal judge has told the administration it has until Monday to pay. Now, a tariff update.
Companies importing goods from Canada and Mexico will get a 1-month reprieve from tariffs imposed earlier this week by President Trump.
During this interim period between now and April 2nd, this makes it much more favorable for our American car manufacturers.
But the president says there will be no exemptions or delays from wide-reaching reciprocal tariffs next month.
Fox's Jared Halpern of the White House. The tariffs and the ones on Chinese imports were imposed, the president says, to stop the flow of the deadly drug fentanyl into the U.S. China's foreign minister vowed today to keep retaliating with their own tariffs. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you want to hear some great news? Preborn is bringing babies back to life. What you might not be aware of is that even though Roe has been overturned and abortion has been greatly restricted in many states, the abortion pill has now superseded surgical abortions, accounting now for 60% of these deaths. Preborn's network of clinics are on standby for women in their darkest hour, and when they meet them with God's love and free service to help them choose life, including a treatment that counteracts the toxic abortion pill, these life-saving and heart-changing measures, Preborn and their network clinics have rescued over 330,000 babies' lives. But the work has just begun, and every day thousands of babies' lives hang in the balance. Your tax-deductible donation of any amount is crucial in the fight and the heartbeat of our nation. Will you help us? All proceeds will go towards life. Just dial pound 250, pound 250, and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or donate securely at preborn.com/hope. That's preborn.com/hope. Sponsored by Preborn.
Well, as President Trump's tariffs aim to stop the flow of fentanyl across both the northern and southern borders, some of it from China, the FBI puts a Canadian on the most wanted list.
43-year-old Ryan Wedding, a former Olympic snowboarder from Canada, becoming the 535th fugitive to be added to the FBI's most wanted list.
Wedding went from being an elite athlete to running one of the most sophisticated drug trafficking networks in North America.
Akil Davis, assistant director of the FBI's Los Angeles field office, noting the network ships drugs including cocaine from Colombia through Mexico and into the U.S. and Canada.
Wedding and 15 other defendants are currently charged for their roles in this drug operation.
Wedding and others also accused of orchestrating multiple murders. The State Department offering a reward of up to $10 million for information leading to Wedding's arrest and or conviction. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
2 U.S. soldiers and a former American service member have been arrested. They're facing conspiracy and theft charges, accused of selling sensitive U.S. Army information to China. Next hour, we get a big update to the economy. The February hiring report expected to show a slight increase, about 160,000 jobs predicted, with the unemployment rate expected to remain 4%.
The report will be a key gauge on how the labor market is holding up as the Fed weighs its next moves in terms of interest rate cuts. With inflation still a concern, the central bank will be looking for clues that wage pressures are easing without undermining overall job growth.
That's Fox's Hillary Barsky. The report could affect the stock market, which has been under a dark tariff cloud all week. Concern about inflation. Futures are up now after a return to selling yesterday. The Nasdaq dropped almost 500 points. As for the Dow, just this week, it's lost more than 1,200 points. In the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers won their 8th straight game, beating the New York Knicks in overtime. In hockey, more players may switch teams. The NHL's trading deadline is this afternoon. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Serious injuries reported after a crash in DeKalb County Thursday morning. It happened at the Highway 56 South and Turner Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says a 16-year-old was driving a Chevy Monte Carlo when she pulled into the path of a Chevy Tahoe driven by 22-year-old Katie Urbina of Smithville, both taken by EMS to the hospital. The 16-year-old later taken to Vanderbilt Hospital. A Putnam County grand jury convicted a 24-year-old man of aggravated rape Thursday. The case against Jaden Ray Worley stems from a February 2024 investigation by the Cookeville Police Department. Worley's sentencing hearing will take place June 26. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has banned 2 Chinese artificial intelligence applications from the state's network, citing serious threats to data privacy. Lee announced Thursday that AI tools DeepSeek and Manus will be blocked from state computers and devices. Officials say those tools contain code that could transfer U.S. user information to a Chinese communication company. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. 7:06. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to Jacob Benson. He is with Upper Cumberland Reporter, and this is one of our favorite days of the week because you come in and join us. I'm laying it on thick today.
And because it's Friday.
Oh, yeah, Friday. That's
Friday's
it.
a great
Nothing to
but I
do with
appreciate
Jacob,
it.
huh?
But we've got so now things are narrowed down.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit more understandable. With you no longer need algebra to figure out the TSSAA high school basketball tournament.
Yeah. Yes. It's win or go home now.
All right. So Upperman boys, Upperman girls, both with a loss. Are they done, or how does that work?
So the Upperman girls are done. The
Upperman girls are done.
They're done. They lost in the region semifinals, which was a game that you had to win. Yep, that's an elimination game, so that was a big one. And in Livingston Academy, that's the second time they've beaten them this season.
What a game Livingston Academy had against White County, too.
Tremendous. That's what Noah was talking about it the other night afterwards, saying that's probably the best girls basketball game that he's ever watched.
Oh, wow.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. Goes to overtime and then pretty competitive in overtime. And Livingston was doing it all without one of the best head coaches in the state of Tennessee, and Leslie Riddle, who wasn't there. She was out sick. So they actually had Jimmy Miller, which was the boys' head coach for Livingston Academy.
Oh, really?
He was on the sidelines as an assistant. And Marley Sells, one of their assistants, did a great job throughout that game as well. And I tell you what, Livingston's playing some really good basketball right now.
Oh, gosh.
Played great at Tullahoma, played great against Upperman, played great against White County. And White County is one of the best teams in the state. So, I mean, even though they have the loss, they're going on the road to a good Heritage team coming up tomorrow night. I would not be surprised at all if we find the Livingston Academy Wildcats in the Glass House again.
Glass House. That is it Ellie Butler? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Golly. I mean, if she decides to be unstoppable She is.
She's been on a tear.
And that seems to be what's happened is
Yeah.
like she's decided to be unstoppable.
And I mean, she's been great all season,
Yeah.
and I think she's almost taken it to another level here in the postseason.
yeah.
It's her senior year. She wants to go out on a high note, and obviously they made the state championship a couple of years ago, her sophomore year, and she played really well that year as well. But I mean, she's trying to lead them back to the state tournament again, and it's just one more game to go. They'll be at Heritage, which is another really good basketball team. They've
That's
only
tomorrow night.
That'll be tomorrow night. We'll have broadcast coverage of it. That'll be at 6:00 because it's on Eastern time. But
At Heritage.
At Heritage. So
Where is that?
down in Maryville. Just past Maryville.
Okay, I know where you're talking. Yes.
Mm-hmm. They're out in the hills out there. Well, I guess the mountains down there.
That's East Tennessee then.
Oh yeah.
What's the how does that look for Livingston? How do they match up?
Pretty good. I mean, if you can play well against White County, I think you can match up pretty well with about anybody in the state. White County's been one of the top-ranked teams in the 3A classification all year, and Livingston really struggled against them in the regular season, didn't play that well. This was definitely the best that they've played this season against them. And so I think it kind of gives them the confidence, hey, we can pretty much go beat anybody across the state if we can at least be in the game with one of the top-ranked teams. And obviously got it to overtime and had a chance to win that game. And Heritage, Livingston's probably played a little stronger schedule than Heritage this year, but that's not to discredit Heritage. They've only got a couple of losses on the year, so obviously winning is hard, and they've won a lot this year, so it's a tough place to play. That's actually where White County went last year and had a chance to go to the state tournament, and they lost on a buzzer beater. So Heritage was able to make the state tournament last year in dramatic fashion against a 7 AAA team, against one of our teams, and we'll see what they're able to do against Livingston Academy this year.
I've got the game plan for Livingston for here on out because there's no shot clock, right?
Yeah.
Just Ellie Butler stand there and bounce the ball, dribble it until the time is almost out. Shoot, they're up.
yeah.
They're up 2-0 going into halftime.
I wouldn't like it from a broadcaster's perspective, but if it gets you the win, then that's the important thing, I guess.
And then as soon as they get the lead, they may come back and maybe Heritage gets the ball, maybe they go score, then they do the same thing. And then they end up winning 4-2.
4-2.
We might have a lot to say on
Oh
the
my
UCR
gosh.
basketball show next
That
week.
would be
if
a
that's the
long
case.
game.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
It would be a long game.
Long, horrible game, actually.
That's a sure winning deal though, right
Yeah.
there.
I've seen it done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because when
Unfortunately.
it comes to last second shots, there's nothing. I mean,
Yeah, but you wait 2 hours for the last second shot.
right? But when it comes to last second shots, this girl's the queen of that.
Yeah, she
Am I
is.
wrong?
It's been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Solid. If you want someone to shoot the ball with a second left, it's Ellie Butler.
Ellie, yeah.
So, all right. So what's happened? Cookeville girls, where do they stand in this?
So they're hosting a sub-state round. So they won their region championship.
That's what I thought,
Yep.
but I didn't know if they got the host or not.
Yep. And I mean, it was, I think we kind of talked about it last time. They had to win that because if they didn't, they were going on the road to Bradley Central, which is they're ranked 5th in the nation, and you're not going to win there. It's just
the
not
best
gonna happen.
scenario for Cookeville.
Yeah, because now you can. You're playing a good Cleveland team, so I don't want to get that wrong. But it's a very good Cleveland team. But now, if you make the state tournament, you're on the opposite side of the bracket of Bradley Central.
Okay.
They're still very good teams in the 4A. That's not to say this is a very good 4A classification, but Bradley Central is just that much better than
Probably at some point, if you're going to win the championship, you got to play Bradley Central
Yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
It's just how far you get to go before you meet them.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of what it comes down to. And again, the kind of unfortunate news is Allie Gillis went out in that game in the region championship. Not sure if she'll be available in the sub-state round. Hopefully she is, but we'll have to wait and see tomorrow night. That game will be at 7 o'clock, but they get to play Cleveland, and that'll be an interesting game because Cleveland has Lauren Hurst, who is going to play at Tennessee next year for both volleyball and basketball.
Oh, wow.
Very talented player. just started playing. She's only played about 12 games this year, basketball-wise. Her first game was in the middle of January.
She hadn't played basketball before ever?
No. She had. I think she was out with an injury for the first part of the season.
Oh my gosh.
And so, but she's been averaging 18 points, about 7 rebounds. And it's a really talented Cleveland team around her as well. So it'll be a really fun matchup for the Lady Cavaliers coming up tomorrow night.
As far as other girls' teams around the Upper Cumberland, what are we looking at?
White County's still in it. They're playing Lenore City. They'll get to host their game as they won the region championship, beating Livingston. Clay County and Clark Range are both alive as Clark Range upset Pickett County in the region semifinals, which was a big upset. Unfortunately, Emmy Lowe, one of the best players for Pickett County, took a really nasty fall in that game and actually had to go to the hospital, but looks like she is doing much better now. Pickett County ended up falling in that game, so their season did come to a close, and that was kind of the biggest upset probably across the state because they won the state championship last year, and they were the number 1 team in the state, but obviously Clark Range is still a pretty good basketball team, and they've got the pedigree as well, so they'll get to host their sub-state game. And they'll play Van Buren County, actually. And then Clay County is going to go on the road to Copper Basin. So and then York Institute and Jackson County are also playing sub-state rounds.
White County, who'd you say they're playing?
Lenore City.
Lenore City, and that'll
be in Sparta.
In Sparta. So that place needs to be loud for White County, which it normally is.
I was going to say I would be very surprised if it is not very loud in that gym.
They do a great job of packing that gym and making it
And they
one of the loudest gyms I've been in.
And they haven't made the state tournament in a long time. So this is, I mean, this is a big deal for them to try to get back to the state tournament. And they've got a good opportunity to do so. It's one of the best teams that they've had in quite a while. So Coach Dodgen has done a great job. District champions, region champions, in one of the best districts and one of the best regions in the state. So we'll see.
Girls basketball reigns supreme in the Upper Cumberland. We'll talk a little boys basketball when we come back here with Jacob Vincent from Upper Cumberland Reporter in just a little while. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln Cookeville. Are you tired of having to wait at a dealership to get your car serviced? Well, then you're going to love Ford Mobile Service from Ford of Cookeville. From oil changes and tire rotations to simple repairs, our certified technicians will do their thing right in your own driveway thanks to our state-of-the-art mobile service van. Let us come to you. Schedule your Ford Mobile Service now at FordLincolnCookeville.com or give us a call at 931-526-3325. Terms and conditions apply. See deal for details.
Maybe you don't think about the Tennessee Department of Correction unless you work here or know someone in our custody. It's not personal until it is. But we think about you. While you are sleeping, our officers are inside, behind the fence, supervising the men and women in our custody. It's not an easy job, but we are committed to making Tennessee a safer place to live and raise our families, because this is our home too, and it is personal to us.
Sponsored by Tennessee Department of Correction.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Gentry's Power Equipment, your trusted Exmark dealer in Cookeville. For over 35 years, Exmark has been pioneering innovation, offering legendary durability and unmatched cut quality. Whether you're a professional landscaper or a homeowner, our range of commercial and residential mowers is designed to meet your needs. Hurry in for 0% financing for 48 months on select models, just in time for spring mowing. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville, where big boy toys are their specialty.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:19 now.
And Jacob Vincent is with us. He's with Upper Cumberland Reporter. Some of the best sports coverage. Upper Cumberland Reporter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We try our best.
The whole team, I say team, the whole team of Upper Cumberland Reporter is a winning team.
That's right. Everybody we bring on.
Yeah.
Including Tim Scruggs.
There you go.
Here we
Sorry, I had to do a spousal.
So, the boys basketball, where do we stand on that? Who's still in, and who's out, who's next?
I think most of the teams, boys' side that we expected to be are still in there. Upperman is still in. They lost last night in the region championship, but they're still alive, so they'll go on the road to Heritage, actually, on Monday night. They fell to a very good Tullahoma team, 59-51 last night. And those are two really good basketball teams. So that wasn't necessarily a surprising result because Tullahoma's had a great season this year as well. But now they get to go on the road to Heritage, which they only have a few losses on the year as well on the boys' side. And should be an interesting contest. Obviously.
So it's not a give me for up.
No, not at all. Especially, I mean, when you're going on the road in a sectional round with a chance to go to the state tournament, the atmospheres are just top notch, no matter where you go. And when there's just that much on the line, I went there last year when White County's girls played there, and it was jam packed. And it's kind of a newly redone gym, so it's pretty nice. And where we broadcast from is kind of cool. They have 2 levels, and then there's a perch on the second level, and it kind of overhangs over the bottom level, which is where there's some bleachers, and then the benches are there. So we've got a really great view of
awesome.
the floor for the broadcast. So
I saw where you guys have like a review now or slow-mo or whatever it is.
That's news to me.
I
didn't know that.
It was in the broadcast the other night.
It may have been. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, it was either that or the stream was messing up really cool at just the perfect
right,
time.
Yeah. It just slowed down for you. And we meant to do that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we do have those capabilities. We've got a good amount of equipment, so hopefully we can instill that.
Not that it was the perfect time for the stream to go, let's show that again.
Yeah. I'll have to ask Noah about that.
Yeah.
Because I know I can't do it with my setup, so he might be able to do it with his.
So Noah's got it on his.
What do you think he's hiding that from?
Well, his is a little more advanced than mine. Yeah. He's got the old Game of the Week setup, so it's got a little more bells and whistles to it.
All right, so Upperman goes to Heritage. Cookeville boys.
They fell in the region semifinals to a good Laverne team, so their season is done. But man, what a season!
I was going to say. I mean, totally unexpected.
Yeah, and even in Laverne and them are so evenly matched, and they fell by 1 point, 2 points, and 4 points in 3 matchups against them this year. And Jaron Davis had a great look at a 3 to win it. And so they ended up falling 51-49 in the region semifinals. Laverne ended up winning the region championship by 26 points. So that region semifinal was essentially your region championship, which was unfortunate because you'd still have a chance to go to the state tournament if they played it in the region championship. But still, a tremendous season for the Cookeville boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then elsewhere, Pickett County beat Clay County in overtime last night for their region championships. The first time the Bobcats have won a region title since 2007.
All right, go Bobcats.
Yeah, and for Clay County, it's the closest that they have played Pickett County this year. Pickett County, I think it's now 7 wins in a row against Clay County.
Oh, wow.
And this year they have not been close at all until this game. Right. So it was really good for Clay County to kind of get back into it. Unfortunately, they're going to have to go on the road to Chattanooga Prep, which Noah has talked about should probably be either a private school or not in the division in Class 1, just because it's interesting how they run that school down there.
Well, they're allowed to recruit, right?
Well, they're not supposed to be, but yes,
they are.
Yeah. So that's
now next year. Am I wrong that all schools can a little bit? Is that one of the rule changes?
They have come out with a one-time transfer rule, but it's supposed to be for non-athletic reasons.
Right. But I mean, come on.
Right.
It's just a loophole.
Yeah. And so that could get a little interesting. We'll see how that goes for everybody. Because I don't think you have to show proof of change of residency now with that. I could be wrong, but I think it's for non-athletic reasons. If you want to just go to a different school, you can now. And yes,
yeah, right.
Even though I'm sure a lot of it will be athletic.
I need to learn math from that school.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But so Clay County's going on the road to Chattanooga Prep. Pickett County is going to get to play Van Buren County. That'll be in Byrdstown. And that'll be a broadcast game Monday night. Those will be our 2 broadcast games Monday night. Jackson County's in the sub-state round as well. So those are our boys teams that are still alive and still playing on Monday night. So all the girls sub-state games are Saturday night at 7 local time. So that's why Livingston is playing at 6 Central time, because they're on Eastern time zone. Okay. And then Monday night are also at 7 o'clock local time. Upperman's will be at 6 o'clock Central time.
And then on to Murfreesboro.
And then on
the
to
Glass House.
And that's and
the Glass House.
For the girls, they get started on Wednesday next week. So their state tournament starts on Wednesday. It'll run through Saturday, and hopefully we're there all week, which we normally are, especially on the girls' side. And then hopefully we're there all week on the boys' side as well the week after.
Now, last week we were talking about how many gold balls you think would come back to the Upper Cumberland. I thought 5 was your confident number. Are you still at 5? Or?
Probably not, just because with Pickett County losing, that kind of takes one off, and that's not a dish at Clark Range or Clay County, but Wayne County and Moore County are really, really good on the other side of the state in the 1A classification.
Moore County was my old stop.
There you go.
I know, Sheila. Surprised they were able to find girls tall enough to play.
That's who Pickett County beat in the championship last year in the state tournament. So
I don't know if they were all munchkins like Sheila or not.
No, they're not. They're
but
good corn-fed girls. Nobody else can say that. I'm from there, so I can.
Well, they get their corn from a jar, though, don't they? Yeah.
Rocky Top.
A little bit different corn down there. It's. I'd still think probably could see maybe 4 total in between girls and boys coming in, and we're starting to see a little bit more parity though here in these region tournaments and then in the sectional round.
To be expected.
Absolutely. But York Institute has a great shot at winning 2A. White County has a great shot at winning 3A. Again, I'd love to say Cookeville has a good shot at winning 4A, but when Bradley Central is still there, it's going to be tough.
Anything could happen, right?
Anything
could happen, right?
Well, let's see. They just beat a 24-7 team by 35 points.
Whoa.
Here's what's going to happen.
They've only got 1 loss on the year, and it's to Montverde Academy, which is a private school out of Florida, and they're the number 1 team in the nation. And their average margin of victory is 43 points.
Well, yeah, if you start saying stuff like that, it sounds insurmountable.
I'm scared right now just listening about it.
But, my theory is that you only get so many shots. You only get so many points you get to score in a season. And I bet they've used them all up.
They've used quite a bit, yeah.
They've used them all up.
Well, when 79 is the least that they've scored in the last 2 weeks, it's pretty good.
That's like, to me, that's like hitting them good on the driving range. sometimes you can use up all your good shots on the
That's
driving
true.
range.
That's why I don't play on the driving.
That's why I don't do
hit
the
on
driving range. Let's go straight to
Go
the
out and
hole
play.
and go.
Take a couple practice swings and loosen up.
That's right. That's right. Driving range ain't getting my good shot.
It's just going to get in your head.
That's right.
Because if you start hitting it bad, then you're here it goes
wow.
around.
I
And if you're hitting it good, it's I'm going to play good, and then you shank it on the
and
first
you
tee.
don't. Yeah. So
Never works well.
So maybe that's something Cookeville could do.
Let's hope.
Is not even come out for a shoot around.
I mean,
Don't get in your head. Just don't even go. Don't even go. Just
go.
Hit the court running.
Yeah.
You can honestly, if you get the opportunity to play Bradley Central, and again, it would be in the state championship. You're going to try anything you can. So I wouldn't. I'd be okay with them doing whatever
it took.
Weird superstitions or whatever they got to do.
They're not weird superstitions. I totally predicted the Super Bowl, and you poo-pooed all over that. You did. You're like, oh, what?
I'd never heard of that before.
And then all of a sudden, I was so right. So I'm probably right on this one too.
Oh my gosh!
If you're right on this one,
you're gonna want me over there at Upper Cumberland Reporter here soon.
I doubt
being a prognosticator.
A Nostradamus.
Yeah. Jacob, thanks so much for being here. All weekend and into next week, you can keep up with all the Upper Cumberland High School sports at Upper Cumberland Reporter. Follow them on all their socials. Great articles and pictures of everything on their website. Some great pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Goose has done great with those.
I mean, unbelievable. Yeah. That's at uppercumberlandreporter.com. So be sure to follow them, and then we'll have some of the games, the bigger games on Plus throughout the time too. I don't know about state tournament. I don't know how that works yet.
Those are all audio only.
Okay.
So I guess that's up to you guys.
Okay. So we'll figure that one out as time goes on. But leading up to the state tournament, between Hub Plus and all UCR's channels, you won't miss a beat. Be good. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. Miss Jamie Langford is next from Jamie's Easton Suite. So hang out. We'll be right back. It's Good Morning Cookeville live in the Willow Window Studio.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Serious injuries reported after a crash in DeKalb County Thursday morning. It happened at the Highway 56 South and Turner Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says a 16-year-old was driving a Chevy Monte Carlo when she pulled into the path of a Chevy Tahoe driven by 22-year-old Katie Urbina of Smithville, both taken by EMS to the hospital. The 16-year-old later taken to Vanderbilt Hospital. A Putnam County grand jury convicted a 24-year-old man of aggravated rape Thursday. The case against Jaden Ray Worley stems from a February 2024 investigation by the Cookeville Police Department. Worley's sentencing hearing will take place June 26th. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has banned 2 Chinese artificial intelligence applications from the state's network, citing serious threats to data privacy. Lee announced Thursday that AI tools DeepSeek and Manus will be blocked from state computers and devices. Officials say those tools contain code that could transfer U.S. user information to a Chinese communication company. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Last night on UCR in Boys Region Championship action, the Pickett County Bobcats topped Clay County 65-64 in overtime to win their first region title since 2007. The Upperman Bees fell to Tullahoma 59-51 and will go on the road to Heritage in the sectional round Monday night. Tennessee Tech women will get their conference tourney march started this afternoon at 1 as they'll face Southern Indiana in the OVC tournament semifinals. Southern Indiana beat Little Rock yesterday 73-52. The Tennessee Lady Volunteers fell in round 2 of the SEC tournament to Vanderbilt 84-76 yesterday. Lady Vols trailed by 15 to start the fourth quarter. Freshman Michaela Blakes led the Commodores with 24 points. In the NBA yesterday, the Warriors beat the Nets 121-119, Celtics over the 76ers 123-105, Hawks topped the Pacers 124-118, and the Bulls over the Magic 125-123. Join us tonight on UCR for the UCR Basketball Show presented by Fire and Vine. Myself and Noah McKay will recap all of the region tournament action and get you ready for the sectional round. Our show begins at 6 on the UCR Facebook page. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
A man faces charges for the rape and sexual battery of 2 young teens in Memphis. Fox 13 reporting Kadarius Webb allegedly took a 13 and 14-year-old to a Memphis hotel in August where he supplied alcohol and marijuana before assaulting one of them. He then allegedly took them to an abandoned house and continued the assault. The teens went to the Crime Victim Center and submitted to sexual assault kits. Webb volunteered for a police interview, then denied the charges. Metro Nashville Police looking for a person of interest following a deadly shooting at an Antioch home Wednesday night. Officers responding to the scene in the 900 block of Birchmill Point South shortly before 9 after a 911 caller reported the incident. Authorities say a man was found dead with a gunshot wound to the head inside the house, but the identity of the person of interest hasn't been released yet. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
If you're hearing this, you should be concerned about the Asian longhorned beetle, an invasive species that's destroying our trees. But you can help. Look for the signs and help stop the beetle.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
Some signs of the ALB are dime-sized holes on tree trunks, a sawdust-like material called frass, and the beetle itself, with a long black body and white spots.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
Learn all the signs and how to report them at AsianLonghornedBeetle.com. That's AsianLonghornedBeetle.com.
A tragic discovery of a beloved teacher in Munford happened before school Thursday. Police say the body of Samuel Colin Day was found in a classroom with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Munford High School on their website listed Day as a SPED teacher. Police added their thoughts and prayers went to the family, friends, students, and faculty affected by this heartbreaking event while asking for privacy. MHS was closed Thursday. A former Perry County school employee facing charges including statutory rape. Rachel Carroll indicted earlier this week and allegedly was involved in a sexual relationship with a minor between the ages of 13 to 18. Carroll was placed on administrative leave, but later resigned. A man who ran from authorities in Haywood County found dead. 19-year-old Jamarian Russell fled a traffic stop Monday at a high rate of speed. His car was eventually found crashed into a tree, but deputies who responded to the scene say Russell had fled on foot. Family members later found his body in a ditch several hours later. The incident still under investigation. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Friday morning forecast. Milder air returns today despite the chilly start this morning. Highs will be near 60 under a mostly cloudy sky. South-southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. A weak disturbance can bring a light shower overnight with lows in the mid-40s. Saturday is looking mostly cloudy with highs in the mid-50s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:37 now.
Jamie from Jamie's Eats and Sweets with us. Can you see that this is cookie butter cheesecake? Cookie butter cheesecake cupcakes.
Yes.
Yum. I cannot wait to tear into those.
Some cookie butter the other day.
Cookie butter's good because it is very buttery.
Oh, yeah.
So let me tell you, I've been trying to eat healthy, so I'm like, I'm going to go over to Jamie's.
Yeah, and then he had cookie butter.
And then I gave you a cupcake.
And like, I'll get one of those wraps. It's good for you.
Yeah.
She's got,
They're keto.
Do what?
They're keto. The wraps are keto.
Right. Whatever that is. And she's got good fresh vegetables all the time, good fresh chicken, and everything's fresh. It's good. It's good for you. And I really like them. But then before I even get it, she's like, did you celebrate Pancake Day? And I was like, well, I saw it was Pancake Day, but no, I didn't celebrate Pancake Day. Here's a pancake cupcake.
Yum.
And then so I gobbled that down like a pig. Then I was like, well, I might ought to get a little dessert. So then I go get a cup.
Cake cup.
Cake cup is not your regular cake cup. Jamie's cake cups are like, I feel like it's a whole cake in one cup.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. They're loaded down.
I could not eat all of it,
Layers of cake and frosting.
but it was good.
Good stuff.
So I totally ruined my health objective.
Well, Jamie wants to make sure you're taken care of when you
Got
go.
your protein in. You got some good fiber.
Got my health in.
Yeah, you
Right.
also had a little treat afterwards.
Right.
See?
There's a big treat after.
But it's always good at Jamie's.
So that's where Jamie's get you. It's like, I think I'm going to go eat healthy. I'm going to have, what was that salad I got? With the cucumbers and
Cucumber caprese.
Yeah.
That's their side.
So I got
Isn't
that,
it great?
I got that for a side instead of chips.
Yes.
That's how healthy I was being.
Yeah,
Sheila.
you were being good, but those are great salads.
They're delicious, but that's how good I was being.
Yes, yes. You did the keto
And
wrap,
and then
you
ruined it
did
with the cupcake
cucumber
and
salad.
cookie butter.
I love it. I do that too. I start out real good
Right.
with Jamie's, and then I see in her glasses. What's it called? The little showcase. The little showcase.
Yeah,
Some days, for self-control, it's just better to order delivery. I'm not going to lie. Because, once you see the case, it's hard to say no.
It's hard to say no.
It is hard
It's
to
like
say
you come
no.
in and you smell it.
You're like a drug dealer.
It's kind
Yeah, because sugar is my drug.
I mean,
Yeah.
valid. That's completely valid. And then, we've got the sugar, we've got the caffeine.
Yeah.
So, the two
You
most
are an enabler.
The two most acceptable drugs you got. I mean,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But I
then,
mean-
I get
Always
like
make
a
you
little
feel good
high off of how sweet somebody is and attention given to me. And Jamie does that too. So when I'm feeling bad, I go to Jamie's.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
we have been told that we're people's favorite cheat day. So, the people that are, out there, exercising, working out,
Yeah.
doing strict diet plans, and they're, Thursday.
Yeah.
Jamie's.
Pick a day
Thursday's
where you
cheat
can
day.
cheat and then go and pick out a good something sweet at
Yeah.
Jamie's. So you won't go just fall off the wagon completely. You still get your little sweet taste. Yeah. I think that's great.
That's a great plan.
Oh, yeah. If you want to. You can also come see me every day. What happens
Yeah.
to Jamie's?
Yeah.
You might as well get you.
There's never any judgment. She's just happy to see you.
So, your what do you
Food
call
around the world.
Food around the world.
Yes.
For some reason, I want to call it the menu of the world. I know that's not right.
It's kind of cool, though.
The food around the world is what Jamie calls it. It's always interesting because she does so much research.
She
about it.
does.
She does.
Yeah.
It's not your normal, what you think of. She thinks a little bit beyond that.
Yeah. She does a deep dive into whatever she's featuring,
So next up is Ireland.
which is one of my favorites.
It's also one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite places I've ever been. So
I haven't been to Ireland yet.
so good.
Yeah, but the food and everything. I mean, it's a lot of our heritage here in the Tennessee area. There's a lot of
Absolutely.
people that move
Yeah.
from Ireland to Tennessee.
Well, yeah, East Tennessee, I think, was a big spot for the Irish to
Right.
to settle in.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And so we're doing an Irish dinner. We actually did this one last year, so I don't remember if I talked about that one with you guys last year or not. But some of the ones we did last year were Irish soda bread, which is something we actually do in the cafe up until St. Patrick's Day, which is literally a more rustic type bread that is literally maybe 5 ingredients, and then you can throw it together in about 30 minutes. But it's just baking soda, flour, all that, and then it goes through and it makes a great sandwich bread. It makes a great just butter and bread situation. But it's fantastic. But it actually became the daily bread in Ireland in the 19th century, which is pretty cool. And you can still find it all over today. But we use that and we bake it every single March for St. Patrick's Day. That's one of our St. Patrick's Day things. So that'll probably be. It may or may not be
now,
on
what
the
is
menu.
it? Does it have a different taste too?
It's not it's got more of kind of has that almost rustic sourdough on the outside,
Mhm.
but it's super soft on the inside, which is awesome.
I'm wanting some right now to hear you
overall,
explain
it
that.
like the
tastes
Hawaiian bread.
No,
Oh,
I'm gonna go with no on that one.
I'm going to go with no, Alex.
I'm just
But-
trying to get a
I'm
reference.
laughing
point.
at her.
Well,
too.
it's Whenever you get like some of those big like rustic loaves from like over at Meg's,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. But instead of having like a sourdough taste, it's more of like almost like a white bread taste.
Okay.
If that gives you an idea.
Wow, it's like so different.
Yeah, it's like so different, but it's like so good. So
that's why breads are so bad
So
for
it's
us. It tastes good.
that's one of our favorites. Olivia and I do that one a lot between now and St. Patrick's Day. So that one's fun for us. But it also was on our menu last year for Ireland. And then we also did like the Irish beer cheese and pretzels. So like last year I did like a Guinness beer cheese, and then we made like little in-house like pretzel bites.
So that's where it started then, Ireland, with the beer cheese and pretzels, and
so
is that where it started?
I wish somebody would bring beer cheese back and have it all the time.
Jamie.
So fun
Beer
fact.
cheese is
It's so good.
It is.
So good.
It's one of my favorite things on earth, and not many people have it.
No.
And I don't even know how to start to make it.
Is it hard to make, Jamie?
No, it is not.
Really?
I will send you some beer cheese recipes.
Okay.
I have been making beer cheese for so long. I love beer cheese.
I don't know why I thought it'd be hard. I never even looked
Because
it up.
nobody has it. It's
I
like
guess so, yeah.
Have you ever been to like the Black Horse Pub and Brewery? It's in like Clarksville, but then they
No.
have another one in Knoxville. But in Clarksville, they have this like beer cheese that they make with like the ale that they make.
Mm-hmm.
And it is some of the best beer cheese I've ever had in my life.
Really?
And they serve it with like, what's the word? Tortilla chips.
Hmm.
And it is so good. But I think about that all the time.
Best beer cheese I've ever had. And if you're ever going up on a road trip and you got to go through Kentucky, like you're going through Kentucky to Cincinnati and Ohio, in Madison County, there's this little place. It's down by the river, and that's what they're known for is their beer cheese. And delicious. Some of the best. I wish I could think of the name of the place. I could drive. Some of those places I could drive you right to it.
Yeah, but
I couldn't
can't think of
dare
the
tell you the name of it. And but it's some of the best beer cheese I've ever had. It's just in this place, and that's what they're known for. They're in Madison County, Kentucky. I'll look the place up for you.
You know why I'm so happy you brought up Kentucky?
Why?
Because beer cheese originates in Kentucky.
Oh, well, then that's probably this place then, because
It might be.
because it's on the historic registry or whatever.
so it's been around a while.
There are
Since
beer cheese
pre-Civil War.
trails.
I bet you they did start it.
Yeah,
There's beer cheese trails in Kentucky that you can go on.
yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if you guys know
a
that.
lot of Irish settled in
Yeah. A lot of them.
in Kentucky. I mean, living in Lexington for a lot of years. It's one of the biggest St. Patrick's Day parades. In biggest St. Patrick's Day that I've ever been involved in. Second to maybe Savannah, Georgia, or Boston.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day used to be one of my favorite holidays when I was a degenerate.
Yeah.
But now that I'm not, it's still a great eating holiday.
Yeah, it's still a great.
You can have a lot of great food on
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, so you got
So, yeah.
the beer cheese.
Yeah,
We've
we got
got
bread.
the
The
sourdough.
beer cheese
We
because
got
I
beer
didn't have a
cheese.
liquor license.
That's
I
all
still
we
don't have a
need.
liquor license. But yeah, so beer cheese and pretzels.
Yeah, that's
And then you can have a great time. That's like your appetizer
Yeah.
for your St. Patrick's Day party.
I'm not a big pretzel guy, but just beer, cheese, and bread. But that bread and that beer
Yeah,
cheese
that'd be
is
good.
Yeah. I could totally have some of that right now.
You know
I know
what
it's early, but hey, I don't care.
You want to know what the soda bread's really good for too?
What?
Like bread bowls for soup.
Oh.
That's so.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. We did for Canada, we did like a Canadian like beer cheese
That's a good
soup.
thing you got that
basically.
done.
And now I'm like, we could do like a Irish beer cheese soup with like a Guinness.
Yeah.
And put that in the bread
You
bowl.
should absolutely do that.
That sounds good. That just sounds fun. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about now.
Are you ever going to be able to do Canada again with the tariffs and whatnot?
I don't know, man. We'll find out.
I don't know, man. We're just rolling through life. We're letting life happen.
We're figuring it out as we go.
Talking to Jamie Langford from Jamie's Eats and Sweets. She's got her food around the world
Yay, you got
coming
it.
up here soon. We'll tell you more about that and how you can get your tickets and go eat some really great food with Jamie here just a little bit. Here on Good Morning Cookeville, we're live in the Willow Window studio. Hang out with us.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our clients says something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:51 now.
One of these days, we're going to have a behind the scenes with Jason and Sheila. Maybe. We might get in trouble, though, right?
You might, but it would be so good.
We are not doing that.
We are not doing that. He's going to put his foot down on that.
I am so privileged to get to witness it.
We are not doing that.
Jamie Langford, she's the owner of Jamie's Eats and Sweets, and comes up with such great, I'm going to say, cooking inventions.
Oh, thank you.
Because here's the deal that I love about you the most, not aside from just being a great cook. She's not afraid to try anything. Like, oh, that looks like it's cool. Let me try to make that.
You said that, and all I could think about was Cookadati cookies.
Cookadati?
Cookadati cookies.
What's that?
So,
Are they Irish?
No, they're Italian. It's completely off the
So
rails.
we're not talking about Irish stuff.
No, we'll get back in there.
I've already gotten Jamie off the road.
all the way off.
And only took you 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This guy came in, and he's super sweet. Big fan of this guy. Just if you're listening, hello, I love you. But he came in and he was like, my mom used to make these like Cookadati cookies. He goes, have you ever heard of them? I'm like, I've never heard of this cookie in my life. And he goes, well, it was like this. It had like a jammy filling, and then it was like rolled in like a pastry, and then like it was like sprinkled with sprinkles.
Oh, it's got sprinkles too.
Yeah, it's got sprinkles. And so I was like, what am I like? And so like I went and did some research, found the recipe, and I like sent him a couple different ones. And I was like, hey, like, do any of these like look like kind of like what your mom made? And he was like, those. And I was like, all right. I'll make them. And so we did like 3 dozen for this guy, and he would not leave the cafe before he like made me eat one. He had to watch me eat one. And when I tell you I took a bite of that cookie thinking it was not going to be good, and it was one of the most magical things I've ever experienced.
Magical. Not even good, but magical.
Magical. And I looked at him like, that's actually really good. And he goes, well, thanks. And I was like, it's not that I didn't trust you. I just don't normally like dried fruit in my cookies, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was really good.
This sounds amazing.
It was like filled with like figs and like dried fruits. And then it was like you took that and like pureed it with
But
chocolate.
it wasn't like a fig Newton.
But it wasn't like a fig Newton. And it was good. That's all.
I didn't know if
I just had to
like
share that.
figs either, but my wife makes a fig preserve cake.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That sounds good.
And then
It's Donna's specialty, and
I
it
was
is
like,
delicious.
Fig preserve cake. I don't know about that, but she made it, and now it's like a holiday tradition.
I
Like
love that.
We all request
if
it.
she doesn't make it now, Christmas doesn't happen.
Right.
It turned into one of those deals.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
I would love to try that at some point.
All right.
So
All right,
we are
Donna.
food around the
I
world.
will bring you some then as payback for
Yes.
For the
pancake cupcake.
And then she's going to start making
That she-
Donald's special. Oh,
You
no.
force fed me to eat it. You
Oh,
made
yeah.
me.
I
she
made
made
him.
me eat it.
Yeah, because I'm the
I doubt
worst.
that.
She's like, "Here you go," and I was all like, blah, 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 blah.
All she's got to say is, here, you want
Right.
to try it?
And that
Here,
was-
try this.
and that forced me to eat it. Oh, you supposed to say no?
Well, see, I didn't think I would like a cucumber capri salad.
Yeah.
And she was like, let me give you a little taste of it. And I was like, I'll have a whole bowl of that.
Mm-hmm.
You order that like all the
All
time
right.
now.
So now, back to Irish.
Yes, back to the Ireland
Sorry,
dinner.
we got off the track.
We got
Sorry, guys.
exactly 4.5 minutes.
Okay, and this
All
is
right.
going to be next Friday?
Yes. So next Friday, March 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. If you want tickets to the Irish dinner, you can find that on our website at jamieseatsandsweets.com. You can also find that at Facebook at Jamie's Eats and Sweets. You can find our little event page that has the ticket link if you want an even easier way to find it. So you can find those tickets there. Those are $65 each, and it's a full 4-course Irish dinner. It's going to be great. We did it last year, and it was the most beloved one. Well, one of the most beloved. It was that in Korea. That were the 2 fan favorites last year.
But you don't know the full menu yet. You're
We
still
don't have the
working
full
on
menu
that.
yet, but it's hard to go wrong with Irish food.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's your favorite Irish food? Like, if you had
I love shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
Like I can,
I was gonna ask
I can put back some shepherd's pie.
Let me tell you, I'm real picky about it, though. There's some that I love and others that's not good.
Okay, I agree with that.
But I bet yours would be delicious because it's Jamie.
Right.
So what do you put in your shepherd pie, and does it have to have a certain type of meat?
So if you're calling it shepherd's pie, it has to have lamb. If you're calling it cottage pie, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
So cottage pie, you have free reign. Shepherd's pie is going to have the lamb in it.
Okay.
And so I
I've
like
had some that didn't have
either
lamb
one.
in it, and they call it shepherd pie.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a cottage pie.
I think lamb is some of the best meat you can
It
eat.
is
Oh,
the
it's
most
delicious.
tender.
Super healthy for you. It's good.
When lamb is done right, it is.
It is the
it's
best.
So good.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
But I do think a lot of times they call that cottage pie, shepherd's pie on certain
they do.
menus because they just throw some stuff together over.
People lie, Sheila.
I don't think they're trying to lie.
No, they're trying to lie.
But Jamie, she
trick-
has
trick
studied
you.
food and knows different cultures.
I feel like you say studied food.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like I have no like actual training.
But
like,
I feel like you're.
I do a lot of
always-
research.
Yes, you're teaching yourself. You're learning. You're researching.
I learn all sorts of stuff.
So you think shepherd's pie will be on this menu, or was that on last menu?
That was on the last year's menu.
All right, so do
That was on last
you ever repeat?
So we do repeat some.
Okay.
So like some of my favorite like Irish foods have been like the shepherd's pie and then like the Irish apple cake, which is kind of like if you took an apple pie and a tea cake and shoved them together.
Oh, that sounds
And then
good.
added like a cream glaze. That's another one we do this time of year for St. Patrick's Day. If you want to order for that too, that's on the website.
My granny used to make
but
tea
it's
cakes.
so
They're
good. And so that's another one. I really like the Irish apple cake. So like unless for some reason I find something better this year, that will probably for sure be on the dessert menu along with the Irish potato candy, which isn't inherently Irish but has a funny backstory to it.
Okay.
Potato candy.
Which is delicious.
Oh my
it's a good time. But
You had it?
No.
My dad used to make that. It's not easy to make.
Potato candy.
Yeah.
yeah. So like
Is it made from potatoes?
so there are some recipes that claim that you can make it with potatoes. Those recipes are
There's a lot of
trash.
sugar in.
I hate those. I hate those recipes that have the potatoes in them.
not
Ours
a
is
good-
more like an actual candy, and then it's rolled in cinnamon to look like a potato.
And my dad didn't use cinnamon, but had peanut butter in the middle.
Oh, see, that's another one. So there's apparently a couple different types of Irish potato candy. So there's that one that has like the cinnamon in the middle, not the cinnamon, the peanut butter in the middle.
Peanut butter, yeah.
And then there's mine that look like little potatoes that are coated in cinnamon.
Cute.
Yeah, they're really fun. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's cute, you know it tastes good.
Yeah, but that's another one of those recipes that like started out whenever like Irish immigrants were coming over, and they were like, we gotta like sell something to like
Right.
make some money, and so they started making Irish potato candy, and that actually started out in Pennsylvania by Irish immigrants, but not actually like an actual Irish thing.
gotcha.
But they did it because they were like,
Fun.
Kind of like egg rolls. They
Yeah.
were invented here. And
like almost all Chinese food that we eat in America was made here because they were like, you know what these people will eat?
bring us your food and we'll make it better. America. That's how we roll.
But yeah.
Oh, you think
It's
that
funny to
tastes
see how all
good?
the cultures work.
Sprinkle a little America on there.
Yeah. It's like, it's good now? Oh, it's
Yeah.
excellent. when
I'm
you
just
sprinkle a
imagining sprinkling like edible glitter over it and being like, America.
little America.
Thank you for bringing that to our country.
Red, white, and blue sprinkles. America.
Better. Better. We'll still call it yours, but we'll eat it like this. That's America. Well, Jamie, thanks so much for being here. We've run up against time to go, so.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.